Nyarji Chimbozo, Dening Nijans on the Molam, Chimong Abjata, Pakatan, Santu Hirmedo, Dumbatujijan La Kufian, Sar Dasotani, Serptanjid, Danton Dala Chetan, Dermejo, Zendrian Jude Beton, Jishima, Dijin Shingalam, Haton, Laika, Don Ladon, Lobjinka, the Drum Dodon, Mekanam Down, Roa Kunjid. 탐지 거드 주는 열쇼. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome. How was it? We got lots of snow. Huh? Was your drive? Tibetan culture, according to Tibetan culture, when you got lots of snow, it's very good. It's a sign, like good luck and good fortune, um, uh, peace, and purity. So we don't want to cancel these good things, right? So first of all, welcome. And I would like to say that I'm very happy to see all of you again. And I'm very happy to be back from Asia and have this opportunity to be with all of you and teach again. I hope that the teachings will benefit all of you and that you hope, I hope you will continue, come to teaching and practice with us, the Bodhicitta Sangha. I feel very fortunate, right, to have this Sangha. We have a wonderful Sangha and wonderful people. And we have lots of good practitioners. The good practitioners can make the Sangha really powerful, right, wonderful, and can bring lots of, good energies, blessings, and lots of happiness, love, and kindness, all of that. That's why it's very important to, for the Dharma practitioners to have a Sangha. That's why very important to join the Sangha, right? So I think we're very lucky to have each other. And have special opportunity right now. So this year we have many wonderful things happening because we will continue with the first 37 stages of instruction classes. But if you want to receive these teachings, these instructions, 37 instructions, more than that, but and you didn't join the first group, 37 group, Then you have another opportunity now because we are going to have a second 37 stages of instruction group this year. And you can join that if you like, if you wish. And we are also going to have a residential retreat this year too in May, I think for 5 days. So right now you have, this will be in May, so right now you have lots of time to make plans for it and make sure that you can participate. So please keep that in your mind. Hello? Besides the residential retreat, we will also have our day-long monthly retreats. And of course, we will also continue the our Sunday teachings for everybody, especially for beginners and new students who are interested to practice Buddhism. So this residential retreat, monthly retreats, Sunday teachings, these are for everybody. And then two groups, 37 groups, not for everybody. So I would like you to know that. So especially the Sunday teachings, really I'm going to focus on, like for beginners and new students, because most of the Sunday teachings, I will focus on introducing Buddhism, especially Tibetan Buddhism, and mind training teachings. As you know, right, when I say mind training teaching, I'm talking about very profound and huge subject and topic, right? Because it includes everything. For example, the mindfulness, bodhicitta, awareness, forgiveness, and how to incorporate your practice into your daily life. Because the mind training can improve your action, behavior, and reduce your stress, anxiety, worries, all of that, you know, right? So it is an amazing practice and something I'm really very, very happy to teach about. So for the Sunday teachings, I will focus on this kind of topics because I can see that this year, right, especially as you know, people have been experiencing greater levels of stress, anxiety, worry, especially anger, lots of anger. You know, people are angry. It is because of all of these circumstances taking place in our country right now. People are very worried, and I think there is a lot of unhappiness. And every morning when you wake up, you are very uncomfortable with this situation. If you really love this country and you really care, because there is not actually, I can see like there is not equal situation. There is not an open situation. It is changing, But we have no choice. I mean, we have to either sort of accept or ignore, right? This kind of circumstance, situation. However, this kind of circumstance give us very good opportunity to practice. And especially, I just said, mind training. And of course, most people are practicing the, what do you call it, four thoughts, right? Of course, very important. And always remember that things are not permanent, right? Good thing, not permanent. Always we have to recognize that there is a light, there is a dark, there is a samsara, there is a liberation, there is enlightenment. So that means they're always changing. So if you think this way, during these next 4 years, you have to know that both positive and negative things are going to happen, right? I mean, that's not only for these years, but in general, right? They're positive, they're negative, always. I would like to say this. Abraham Lincoln said that you always remember this, right? You can please some of the time, right? Some of the, how I say this, you can please some of the people all of the time, right? And you can please all of the people some of the time. But definitely you cannot please all of the people all of the time. That makes sense. Buddha exactly, say that. People are so different, very different person, very different, right? Sometimes people think, I'm going to do this for others, this person, that person, but they don't see that. They instead, they see opposite of, they think you're going to destroy them. It's people are so different. That's why we have Buddha taught us that, so many different teachings and meditations, practice. That's why, So why I'm saying that? Because, it's very true. You cannot you cannot make you cannot make people happy. That's for sure. Happiness, unhappiness, always there. So we must prepare sort of our minds to accept this kind of circumstances. And especially if you are a Dharma practitioner, incorporate them into your practice, and make sure to take care of your life as best you can, right? So open mind, I would like to say, open mind is very, very important. Very, very important, right? But the question is, how do we do it? How do we open it? So in order to develop completely open this ego mind, we must accept the whole situation of life as it is, both the light, I said dark, the good, bad, positive, negative, samsara, nirvana, everything. So we are not trying to sort of defend the light against the dark. If you do that, that is not open mind. That is not open mind. That is not our life. Life, life is not always good, means like, up and down. So we must open sort of ourselves to life and communicate with it. So then, good thing, the love and compassion will happen if you're an open person. For example, compassion is really not necessary or really not always sort of looking down upon somebody who needs help. Not always, but it is very positive thinking. And it is in open mind. It is an open mind. That's why this bodhisattva has great compassion, because open-minded. So then there is no fear. If you really have a compassionate relationship with yourself, if you are open to yourself and have a positive attitude towards yourself, then you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. So this is what Buddhists called wisdom. Wisdom, spontaneously, awareness, wisdom. That's what we call wisdom. Of course, we should, according to Mahayana Buddhism, we should think about all sentient beings, right? And for their sort of happiness. We should think, we should say the prayers for them and have, of course, positive thinking, because we want to develop that motivation, right? So it is another open mind. We call it open mind. This motivation we called open mind. But I think we should not sort of act. We should not, that's only in our heart, in our mind, right? But we should not act for sentient beings because we don't have that kind of capacity yet, right? We will, right? We will, but not yet. So I think whatever we do, we have to start with ourselves first. Practice and take care of your life. Make sure that you have a comfortable life, and make sure that you have a good life. Once you have that, then make sure that you have open mind, right? Then you can do something for others, of course. So openness means that, I think, trust and especially self-confident. The basic problem we seem to be facing is that we are too much involved with trying to prove something right away, which is connected with the feeling of not enough and poverty, either worldly or spiritually. Doesn't work. For example, you meditate, right? When you meditate, you practice, you meditate. You are, I think, too much involved with trying to develop in your practice right away. Because when you are trying to prove or get something, develop, get something right away, then you are not open anymore. And it really doesn't prove anything, doesn't work that way. Meditation doesn't work that way. I have lots of people, right, interview, like practice interview. Most people, I can see this. They want get something, quickly. Doesn't work that way. So you have to just relax and do it. Relax and do it. You're not too much trying to, again, defend to the positive against to the negative, So I had this negative emotions, negative this and that. I want to reduce this all right away. It doesn't work. And if you can't, then you lose your confidence. And then I'm making things up. I can't do it. I'm making something is wrong. You're not making something wrong, but there's too much expectations, So you have to, when you have this, then you have to say just to relax and do it. So open situation of compassion and love works this way, believe me, rather than too much involved with trying to prove something right away, very quickly. Then there's no love, there's no compassion, nothing. So it doesn't work that way, right? For example, bodhisattvas. Bodhisattvas' action is spontaneous, Why? Because it is open life. Open communication, which does not involve speed or struggle, at all. So openness means if you are comfortable being yourself, then the environment of openness and communication arises automatically and naturally, So I think many of us have been trying to do this kind of open mind, openness for a long time, right? So I think, slowly, again, we're getting better and better. Not right away, for sure. So we're not, that means we're not same person, right? Same person all the time. If you do practice, if you meditate, we are not same person all the time. You have to recognize that because your meditation. So our meditation is like a bridge, Our meditation is like bridge, okay? Because, the teacher gives you the instructions, right? Very important to have these instructions. Otherwise, you are a blind person. So, there's a huge, space and on ground or whatever, you are blind. You don't know where you're going. So instructions, very, very important, right? Then you are going to try to put them into your meditation, into your practice, but slowly, slowly. So you have to use, right? You have to use these instructions as much as you can every day. If you receive the instructions and then you just to keep it, don't do it. You don't put in this instruction into your practice, then nothing prove, nothing change, right? So you have to use the instructions. That's why I say it is like a bridge. We have a nice bridge. You have to walk over the bridge, and you don't live on the bridge, right? You don't stay on the bridge. You have to walk on the bridge because you have a strong desire and wanted to get, the other side, right? So you have to, but it's very important to walk slowly over the bridge, because this bridge is really, really, really long, So if you walk too fast, or maybe you want to run on the bridge, you might get some obstacles, so then you'll not be able to get the other side, So that's why make sure that just to go slowly. That's like our meditation. So the enlightenment, right? We are thinking enlightenment. Enlightenment is really, really far away from here. From right now. Really far away. You don't get that right away. So that's why I'm saying just to go slowly, And but that's okay, right? It's far away, but it's okay because you are on the bridge. You're walking. You're walking on the bridge. Walk slowly and not make sure that not stay on the bridge. Then eventually, no problem. You will get enlightenment, whatever you call it. So what I'm trying to say is that if you don't have the capacity, to walk fast or run, or you don't have capacity to help others, then I say don't do it. It is because, really difficult to change your personality right away. You have to change slowly, Make sure that you have a correct the instructions, correct teachings, So you must, I think you must accept yourself as you are. Sometimes your mind is very busy, because of these, hopes and, expectations. We have a problem with this expectation, as well as your fears and disappointments and anger. All this, work with all of this is not easy, right? That's why I'm saying, you don't have, if you don't have open mind, then this kind of things, situation, they take away your peace of mind, right? If you open, then see, if you have open mind, then you begin to see that your expectations are not really necessary. You can see it. You can see it. Oh, yeah. Relax. So you can let go everything like that, right? And then just to go slowly and relax and practice every day as much as you can without expectation. Just do it. But also at the same time, I think it's very important that you have to recognize these situations, and you have these great opportunities. It's really, you have to recognize it's really valuable, I think. It's really fortunate, because sometimes people don't see it. People don't see it. For instance, we do not regard our eyes, our hands, as valuable because we know that they are part of us, mind. This always there, right? Always there. So we don't see, we don't recognize the value, these things, And when if we lose them, any of them, then our sort of automatic sort of reaction would be that we had lost such a valuable things, Or I lost my hand, I lost my eye. It is, now you can see, it is impossible to replace again, It's impossible. Then we realize that it is a valuable thing. But once you have, you don't see that way, right? We don't recognize. Likewise, maybe we don't recognize and value that we have all of these great opportunities, like your practice, like your teachings, like your lineages, like your teachers, all this, spiritually or worldly, you have everything you have. You have enough, everything you have. But so therefore, we have to recognize this, right? And then do it slowly. Because once you understand the value of Dharma teaching or your meditation or your practice meditation is part of your life for sure. Without that, very difficult, very difficult. I can see it, right? But most people just don't recognize. Like, sometimes people today like this, we have lots snow, right? So people think, I will stay home. I will maybe sleep. Today is Sunday, right? Okay, so I have time. So maybe, his teachings, Sunday teachings, there are lots of Sunday teachings. There are, retreats, all of this. I can do this another time, not necessary today. It's dangerous, drive in snow, I think that is kind of, you don't really see, right? Even like one word from the Dharma teaching, I think it's much, much important than you stay home. You have to get that. You have to remember. You have to practice. You have to come. You have to practice together as a Sangha, and then you get this lots of blessings, experience, and happiness, love, kindness, each other, help each other, all of that. So sometimes people don't see the valuable things. If you don't see that, then you will lose slowly your confidence, right? Oh, I can do this next time. You never know what will happen next time. You never know. Maybe you have opportunity again, maybe you don't. Once you have opportunity right now, you have to really use it, right? And recognize. I think that's very important. Since I have received such great blessings and been fortunate enough to have this wonderful and pure lineage. Believe me, my lineage is the best lineage. I can say that without hesitation. I'm not saying I'm the best teacher, no, right? But I have the best lineage. That means I have all this great instruction and teachings and spiritual experience, right? Like the realization, blessings, devotions, and connections, all of that. So I have great faith and devotion in my lineage, in their teachings and their instructions. So therefore, I have to recognize that I'm a fortunate person to, met these amazing teachers. So I'm trying to sort of incorporate my practice into my daily life, as much as I can, And because I have everything, right? I have everything, instructions. They are on my hand right now. At the same time, it's my responsibility and to make sure that this sort of unbroken, pure lineage and transmission of all these oral instructions, pithy instructions, all this that I received from my root teacher, and to make sure that you will also receive them too without any obstacles. My responsibility. That is my responsibility. But that's what, in order to receive this, teachings and instructions, you have to follow the rules. Maybe you don't like that too, Lisa. But which is, we have the 37 37 stages of instruction class. That is the rule. So that's why, if you practice and follow these rules, then I will make sure that you receive all of that instructions from my teachers. If you don't follow, if you come Sunday, if you come the retreat, that's all, then you will not receive, believe me, you will not receive all the instructions that you need in order to, get enlightenment. Make sure of course, the other teachings and all this, really good for your life. Also, they also can, I think, help you develop your open mind, peaceful life, compassion, love, for sure, but no enlightenment without these instructions. That's why if you really want to practice Dharma, really want enlightenment, you have to follow the rules completely. Otherwise, there's no way. So, okay, that's open mind. Open mind is very important. Then you have that, then very easy to accept, right? Sometimes people, whenever I go this year, people talk and talk and talk, and I can't accept this and that. He did this, she did that, right? Because of this kind of circumstance. We have a strange situation right now. But don't worry, it will change. It will change. It will, good, bad, positive, negative will happen during these years. So don't worry. It's fine. It's fine. So just to make sure that you take care of your life. That's first take care of your life. Then you have capacity to take care of others. All right? So so important. To understand the circumstances, right? So please remember the Abraham Lincoln's the quote, you cannot please, right? You cannot please. You cannot make happy all people. That's for sure. Okay, now I think we're going to meditate a little bit, right? Then we have a Palak. So the meditation today, meditation is actually more important than listen teaching though, but also important teaching because you know how to meditate, right? So as a Mahayana practitioner, which is the Bodhicitta Sangha, is Mahayana practitioners. Tibetan Buddhism, Mahayana practitioner. So Mahayana practitioners, when they practice, first they do is like correcting, motivation. Of course, as you know this, right? I always say, motivation is very important. So good way to do this is to think and to say to yourself, I will meditate on this and that, right? So that all sentient beings will be free from suffering, right? Will be free from suffering and attain enlightenment. That's very simple. Not easy, but very simple. So that is how you correct your motivation. So once your motivation is established, then relax. Then relax. Then you need to focus on your breath. Open mind, meditation on open mind. So you just to relax, and then you kind of focus on your breath. When you breathe in slowly, you have to completely open your heart, open your mind to whatever arises, right? When you breathe in, you have to completely open your heart. Whatever you see, whatever you hear, whatever arises. It is a movement of open mind, and it is unconditional bodhicitta, right? Bodhicitta. Because it relates to the Buddhist teachings of openness, that's what we call it, of openness or emptiness, same thing. Openness and emptiness. I mean, this case, openness, emptiness. So if you relax your mind and open your heart, whatever arises, then you're going to experience in the openness and your basic energy, fundamental nature, energy, So then you're going to develop the confidence to allow this basic energy to arise. And then you have enthusiasm, right? Whatever the circumstances, easily to accept. Because this openness, right? This openness reminds you that you can always let go of your this, what do you call it, fixed ideas, and connect with your something, open, fresh, natural, your basic energy, which is another way to explain is this basic energy is Buddha nature, whatever. So that's when you breathe in. And when you breathe out, the energy of, just I said, unwanted feelings or positive or negative or whatever, you feel positive, negative, good or bad, you breathe them out. This sort of huge space as vast as clear blue sky, So then kind of everything disappears there, right? So you're open now. So you can not really narrow, but it's huge space, everything, you can see it, you can feel it, you can experience. Then really your heart, your mind, your energy, your body, everything is just open, as vast as the sky, Then you breathe in whatever you experience, that, this freedom of that open mind. Do that, okay? Which is, when I say this, when you experience this freedom, open mind, which is you are no longer follow your thoughts. That means now you are connecting with your basic energy, basic nature. Everything outside, inside, everything is kind of merged, everything like this space, vast, profound space. So you experience. So that is your mind. Your mind is like open, really is like vast as this blue sky. There's no end. There's no end, So then you practice that way, the longer you practice, the more accessible this unconditional space will be. And then, of course, all the time this happens. Sooner or later, you're going to realize that, if you practice like that, then you will recognize and you experience and you are already awake. Okay, this is my life. But, when I say this, many of you have no idea about this kind of openness is supposed to feel like, right? But the first time when you meditate like that, you recognize it is very simple, but it is very direct. And you feel you're really connecting your life. But this experience you cannot hold, very long time. That's okay. Then you start again. Start again like that. And as soon as sort of uncomfortable these emotions, right, thoughts come up, you need to remember again your breath and this openness. Because as soon as you become aware of it, then this negative or whatever, the emotions, they are no longer there. Believe me, they are no longer there. You don't know how, they disappears, but they're not there. You don't know, but they're not there. That means then you are more sort of able to appreciate and the sort of potential of all this kind of experience and this your basic energy and this openness. That's your experience, right? The more you get the experience, like this experience, more your mind open. So that's it. That's your meditation. Breathe in, right? Slowly. It's again, right? Don't too fast. Slowly. Because slow things, make you really think and relax, right? So slowly breathe in. You have to completely open your heart, whatever arises. And then slowly breathe out, right? And then you are connecting. This openness, this unconditional bodhicitta, openness, emptiness. Sometimes we call this emptiness, right? So please practice, meditate on that few minutes, right? Just to bring your mind back in your body, make sure that you have relaxation, right? Peacefulness. That's first condition. Cause your meditation. Cause of your meditation is relaxation. Second is openness. Third, make sure that you stay in there and then experience the freedom, the freedom of your openness. So then you can accept everything, positive, negative, good, bad, everything. And then you know there is no expectations. Then I have to walk slowly. It doesn't matter. This openness is never ever you can develop faster. If you have these expectations, if you want right away, prove this meditation, doesn't work that way. So more you relax, then more you will see the experience of this openness. So if you have so many hesitations, am I doing right? Am I doing wrong? My meditation is good, or my meditation is not good. If you think all of those kind of, thoughts, fixed ideas, then your openness, you're very far away from this experience, this openness, very far away. So that's why please just to relax. And sometimes you can't do it, right? Of course, I know that. You can't do it. You can't meditate. What's wrong? Today I cannot meditate. That's okay. That's why you have to open. So that's okay. You should say it yourself. That's okay. I will try. And today, if it doesn't work today, then I will do tomorrow. And then, like that, slowly, you don't have to all the time, each of every, day and all the time, your meditation is perfect and good. And no, you cannot do that. But that's fine. So if you do that, then you cannot meditate that way. And then you lose your, something is wrong, I can't meditate. But there is nothing wrong. But, so you have to just slow things down, Then it's good. Okay? So a few minutes, please meditate on that. Just to relax yourself, right? And try to connect to yourself. Your basic energy, Try to connect to your openness. That's all you need. That's all we want. We have tried long time for this, but, sometimes we get, sometimes we don't. That's okay. So just do slowly and few minutes, please.